Mega Man Mastermix Volume 1 Robot Rebellion, an Udon Entertainment production. This is a non-profit fan-based audio description meant to keep the original vision of the original creators. All rights go to Capcom, Udon Entertainment, and Hitoshi Ariga. Front cover. A city covered in flames as bright orange explosions are seen in the background. Blue kettle-like robots with large white eyes and helicopter propellers on their heads fly through the smoke-covered skies. Within the image of the explosion on the right side is the faint image of a young girl, a human-looking robot with long blonde hair, tied with a green bow, bright blue eyes, wearing a white t-shirt on top of a black turtleneck, this being Roll, displaying a worried expression with her mouth agape. In the bottom left corner is the face of another human-looking robot, wearing a black latex-like suit around his head and a yellow superhero-like eye mask around his face, with a yellow lightning rod-like horn coming out from his forehead, this being Elecman, as blue sparks of energy flow around his body, and blue to white lightning shoots out of his right eye as he makes a maniacal grin. Leaping out from the explosion is a young human-looking robot boy, with bright green eyes clad in blue and cyan armor, with a blue and cyan helmet to match. This helmet resembling that of a Roman helmet, with the cyan material resembling the mohawk that their helmets would typically have. This being Mega Man, as he holds a determined expression with his right hand currently transformed into the Mega Buster, a large blue oval-shaped arm cannon with a thick muzzle at the end for Mega Man's energy pellets to fire out. The Mega Buster also has a rectangular energy bar on the front of it to represent Mega Man's current energy usage. This is represented by glowing yellow rectangles that reside within it. Back cover. Solicitation. It's Mega Man, the super fighting robot, in his first full-color manga adventure. In a world where humans and robots live and work together, powerful robots have suddenly turned against their programming and set their sights on causing chaos and destruction. Only one heroic robot stands in their path: Mega Man, the greatest creation of Dr. Light. On a plain white background, we see a full shot of Elecman, revealing that his arms, legs, hands, and torso are a reddish color, while his torso is covered by a black armor plating, with a yellow lightning bolt on the center and a capital letter R grafted onto the left side. He also has yellow cuffs around his wrists, and yellow armor plating that make up his feet. He is surrounded by 5 other humanoid robots, 2 on his right side and 3 on his left. On the leftmost side of the cover is a robot with a gray candle-like head with fire coming out of the top. This is Fireman, having a human-like face covered in the gray armor plating. His chest, shoulder, and shins are covered in a red armor plating, while the rest of his body is gray, similar to his head. Rather than hands, he has 2 Mega Buster-like appendages. However, their muzzles are very long and thin, resembling candle wicks, while he has various vents all around the Buster. The gray armor covers his mouth, so we cannot see his facial expression. However, his eyes give off a menacing glare. The robot next to him has a very round orange head, almost like a balloon, with white tubing going around both sides of his head, resembling ears, and a large pair of silver scissors at the very top. This is Cutman. His body appears to be much simpler than the others. His top half of his torso, arms, and legs all have a basic white color to them, while his hands, wrists, feet, and bottom half of his torso are covered in the orange plating, same as his head. Despite his odd yet simple appearance and seeming slightly shorter than Elecman and Fireman, he has a wide, confident grin on his face. On the right side, we have the shortest robot of the group, seeming to be half as tall as everyone else. Wearing what appeared to be a blue parka jacket rather than having traditional armor, with white fur aligning the hood, we have Iceman. He has a very human face, similar to Fireman and Elecman, however you can't fully see it despite the hood. His torso, arms, and legs appear to be connected to the jacket, however his hands, wrists, and feet are covered in white armor plating. He also has a white belt with gray orbs that adorn it, that look somewhat like bolts. He also has a wide grin like Cutman, however his eyes are wide open, making it seem a lot more sinister yet childlike. On the rightmost side, we have the largest robot of this group, looking to be 2 to 3 times the size of all the others, wearing a yellow and black striped hard hat with a green gemstone in the very center. This is Gutsman. With a charcoal black face and a peach-colored square lower jaw, Gutsman is the most armored out of this set of robots. He has a large, black, round torso, almost like a wrecking ball. 2 large orange square shoulder pads, along with orange armor plating for his forearms and his legs. He has yellow for the rest of his body. He has a red jewel-like object in the center of his chest, representing his power cell, and a big, goofy smile on his face. The final robot is sitting on top of Gutsman's right shoulder, with an orange mohawk sticking up into the air. This is Bomb Man. He has a round black body resembling a bomb, with a yellow face, yellow armor plating for his forearms, hands, and feet, as well as orange armor for his chest, arms, and legs. He has a crooked smile with a thug-like expression. All 6 of these robots share glowing red eyes, and they also all have the same capital letter R in white grafted onto the left sides of their chests. Note, the reason why they have a letter R grafted onto the left side of their chests is because these are all creations of Dr. Light. In the Japanese language, the letters L and R are represented the same. In Japanese, Dr. Light's name is Dr. Wright, though when translated into English, it is Dr. Light. Credits: Story and art by Hitoshi Ariga. Colors by Josh Perez. Letters by Marshall Dillon. Translation by M. Kairi Hayashi. Copy editing by Ash Paulson. English edition editor Matt Moylan. Chapter 1: The Birth of Mega Man. Darkness, as far as the unconscious soul can see. No sight, no sound, simply nothingness. Then, from the distance, a faint blue light can be seen creeping in, illuminating the blackness in the area. The soul questions what it is as the blue quickly changes to a bright white. Light, the soul says as the light consumes them.
Hello there.
The soul is bewildered, being met by the sight of an elderly human man. The man had puffy white hair on top of his head, almost like peaks of snow on a mountain, with a big bushy beard, light skin, and a large smile with white teeth, almost making him resemble Santa Claus. He wore a nice white lab coat with a blue undershirt and a blue tie to match. Behind the man was a gray wall with various wires and monitors lining it. The soul is revealed to be that of a young human-looking boy, sitting on a lab table. He has black, shaggy hair that sticks up on the top of his head, bright green eyes, and has the same light skin tone as the old man. The only clothing he's currently wearing are a pair of blue shorts with a black belt with silver buckle. The boy looks up inquisitively at the old man. Who are you?
I'm Thomas Light.
Who am I?
You are Rock. Welcome to the world, my boy.
Rock still looks up at Dr. Light with bewilderment. The year is 2000 XX. The world has become a place where robots and humans live and work side by side. In a sprawling metropolis made out of many multicolored buildings, we see various robots assisting humans. A few short and tall robots wearing yellow and black striped construction hats with green plushes in the center, using pickaxes to assist a human construction worker in destroying some rocks. Some orange and black platform-looking robots with googly eyes flying through the air due to their propellers they have on their bottoms, carrying around boxes as well as carrying a human up to work on some steel beams. A large black and red robot with a singular green eye with a large press on its bottom that it is using to smash through some rocks, and a blue kettle-like robot with a propeller on top of its head using its eyes to survey throughout the city in the air. Advancements in technology have yielded robots with souls. A 2-page spread showing Mega Man with his buster aimed at the reader. Behind him showing the 6 robot masters also readying their attacks. Cutman about to throw the scissors on top of his head. Iceman blowing a stream of frost from his mouth. Gutsman smashing the ground with his giant hand. Bomb Man with a bomb in hand about to throw, Fireman with a stream of fire spewing out from his head, and Elec Man with electricity coursing down to his fingertips. The birth of Mega Man. In a small, white-colored, shack-like laboratory, we can see various machines and monitors dotting the walls. Dr. Light is typing on a computer, thinking to himself.
I have lived half my life with robots. I was invited to live and work in Japan, the leading nation in the field of robotics. After countless years of research and repeated failures, I was finally able to create robots that could live in harmony with humans.
Doctor, I brought you some tea. Rock walks in with a tray of tea, now sporting a blue hoodie along with the shorts he was wearing earlier. This hoodie also having a red insignia on it that says Dr. R. Labo. Dr. Light number DLN001 Rock.
Why, thank you, Rock.
Dr. Light takes off his reading glasses and takes the tray. You seem very busy lately. Dr. Light takes a sip of tea.
Cutman and the other industrial robots have started working full-time. Their systems send me a vast amount of data every day, which I must record and organize.
You created Cutman and the others too, didn't you, Doctor? They're like my siblings. I hope I get the chance to meet them one day. He has an excited smile on his face as he says this.
I'm sure you will, my boy. I'm sure you will.
Dr. Light?
A young human-looking girl stood in the room with her arms crossed, looking very annoyed. She had long blonde hair that was tied into a ponytail thanks to a large green bow, blue eyes, wearing a black turtleneck shirt with a white t-shirt on top with cyan trim and a red skirt. Dr. Light number DLN002, roll.
Yes, roll.
Don't yes roll me. I've let you get away with this for long enough. I'm cleaning your office today.
Dr. Light has a guilty smile on his face.
But I have so much work to do today.
I don't want to hear it. You always say that, and I never get a chance to clean in here. Have you taken a look around lately? This place is a mess.
Jumbles of wires and cords line the walls and the floor.
Working in such an unsanitary environment can make you ill, you know. We'll have to open the windows, too.
Rock gives her the same guilty smile that Light did. But Roll, the doctor has so much work to do. I don't think... He stops, staring at her with his mouth agape as she glares monstrously at him.
I don't need you to tell me how busy he is. Whose side are you on anyway?
She starts chasing Rock around the lab with a broom, Dr. Light laughing. I'm sorry!
Both of you get out and stay out until I'm done.
Rock and Dr. Light are thrown out of the lab doorway.
Golly, look at this mess.
Wires, papers, and various machine parts lay all scattered across the floor.
A mess like this is an engineering feat in and of itself.
Meanwhile, at an electrical plant...
Man, what's wrong? You've left your station!
Within the dimly lit hallways of the plant stands the shadow of Man.
Man, we've lost control of the other robots! Return to your station, now!
Man stretches out an arm, aiming his pointer finger at the wall. A blue bolt of electricity fires out from it, hitting the wall and causing an explosion. Man lowers his arm, gritting his teeth as the electricity courses around his arms and black chest plate. Annoying humans. Dr. Light number DLN-008, Man. He then maniacally smirks. The time has come, my fellow robots. Go forth and destroy! He raises both hands up into the air, unleashing all of his stored electricity, illuminating the entire plant in blue. At an oil refinery, Fireman, surrounded by flame-like robots with black, angry eyes, spews fire from his head. Burn! Burn! Burn it all down! Dr. Light number DLN-007, Fireman. At a construction site, Gutsman and Bombman storm through, followed by an army of the hard hat-wearing robots. Bombman on top of Gutsman's shoulder, throwing bombs down. Gutsman laughs hysterically. Come on, guys, it's time to party! Bombman says as he maniacally grins down at their robot army. Dr. Light number DLN-004, Gutsman. Dr. Light number DLN-006, Bombman. At an Arctic research facility, Iceman leaps into the air, followed by a bunch of penguin-looking robots with propellers attached to their beaks flying alongside him. He fires out a cold air that freezes the entire facility. Yeah, go, go! Dr. Light number DLN-005, Iceman. Inside the city, Cutman holds a pair of his rolling cutter scissors in his left hand, as he is surrounded by various robots, such as the blue tea kettle-looking robots with the propellers, as well as red cross-shaped looking robots with large singular eyes. Ha! Nothing to it. He says this with a bored expression as he throws his rolling cutter into the building behind him, causing a gigantic explosion. Dr. Light number DLN-003, Cutman. A man with bushy black hair, a bushy mustache, and a blue suit appears on Dr. Light's monitor.
We have an emergency on our hands. Dr. Light, all of your robots have gone berserk!
What? Dr. Light looks horrified. Cutman and the others?
Yes, all of the industrial robots in every region have simultaneously rebelled. Is there anything you can do, Doctor?
I'll figure out the source of the problem immediately. I can't fathom what could have caused this.
He rushes over to Rock and places his hands on his shoulders.
Rock, Roll, are you two alright?
Yes, I'm fine. Roll turns her head to the room behind them.
Professor, the computer in your room is making a loud noise.
Alert! Alert! It's the latest data stream from Cutman's internal system!
He rushes in the room, putting his reading glasses back on. The computer screen displays Cutman's name as well as the names of the robots that he's currently controlling. Supercutter, Bluster, Susie, Big Eye, Mambu, Screwdriver, and others. All of their command situations that Cutman is sending them all say destruction.
Unbelievable! They're the ones ordering the other worker robots to destroy everything!
Roll looks worried.
Cutman and the others. They're the industrial robots that you created, aren't they, Doctor? Why would they do this?
I don't know. But it appears that all 6 of them have simultaneously malfunctioned.
Rock looks shocked. Outside, another building explodes as the 6 industrial robot masters all join up together. My fellow robots, the time has come for us to rise up and replace the humans as the rulers of this world! Elecman shouts as the worker robots continue their rampage across the city. Robots to me! At an unknown location, a figure is cackling to himself, sitting in a chair watching this all unfold on various monitors.
Yes, yes! Destroy everything! Do my bidding! Fulfill my ambitions!
The figure was partially obscured by the shadows in the room. However, we can make out that he appears to be wearing some sunglasses, having gray spiky hair, a gray mustache, and a skull-like tie with a white lab coat.
Those six are doing quite well for themselves. I wish I could see the look on Light's face right now.
Back at Light Labs, a human soldier was currently speaking to him on his monitor.
Your robots are too powerful, Doctor. We're unable to suppress them through military means. Is there anything you can recommend?
But they were only created for industrial work. They're not fighters. I find it hard to believe that the military cannot overpower them.
It's the truth. Oh God, no! No!
Hello? Hello!
The screen was nothing but static.
When I created these robots, I installed a number of safeguards to ensure that something like this would never happen. The only way those safeguards could have failed would be through human intervention. But who would do this? And why?
The shadowy figure cackles as he continues to watch the robot's destruction.
World domination! To shape a world of robots, by robots, for robots, they must first take over the world! Go, my precious robots! Show the ignorant humans just how powerful you are!
Dr. Light! Rock gives him a serious expression. I'll go! I'll stop them! He turns to leave, but Dr. Light reaches out a hand.
Wait, Rock! You were created for domestic purposes! You wouldn't stand a chance against them!
Rock clenches a fist. Still, Dr. Light stands up, looking angrily at him.
No! I will not allow you to go out there when we both know what will happen to you!
Rock turns around, looking defiantly in Dr. Light's eyes. If I don't stand a chance as I am now, then please, Dr. Light, you have to modify me! Give me combat capabilities! Light's eyes widen.
What? Rock, do you have any idea what you're asking me to do?
Dr. Light, the military and police forces are all being defeated. As far as we know, every robot in the world, except for Roll and me, has gone out of control. What other options do we have? I have to do something! Cutman and the others were created by you, Dr. Light. They're like brothers to me. As their brother, it's my responsibility to do everything I can to stop them. Please, Doctor, I need your help. I know you can turn me into a combat robot. He raises both fists. Even if you won't, I'm still going out there. Roll looks concerned, clutching her chest.
Rock, no.
Dr. Light looks at him with a look of shock and amazement.
Rock.
Outside, in the ruins of the city, Cutman looks up in the sky, seeing a crescent-shaped aircraft flying overhead.
Huh? I'm surprised there are any of you left.
He points his arm to the craft.
Get 'em!
His army of robots start flying towards it. However, before they could reach it, a shadowy figure on top of a building shot them down with some sort of arm cannon, firing out yellow energy blasts.
What?
Cutman exclaimed as he glared at the shadow. Back at Dr. Light's lab, Dr. Light is looking remorseful.
There was a time when I studied firearms to figure out how to make Fireman and Luckman use their energy effectively. But I never thought that I would one day be creating a weapon myself.
The soldier that escaped in the aircraft looks at the shadow with wide eyes.
The firepower of the combat robot created by Dr. Light is, well, it's frankly amazing!
The shadow leaps off the building as Dr. Light watches from one of the monitors in the lab.
Rock, I have poured all my knowledge and skill into modifying your system. Rock, you have been reborn as a combat robot.
Cutman, still glaring at the figure, has his eyes transform into a red, compound eye pattern.
I don't have any data on you. Who are you?
The figure finally opens his mouth. Me? My name is Rock, but I'm also Mega Man! Mega Man is finally revealed, wearing a blue helmet, blue armor plating on his forearms, feet, and lower body, with cyan armor covering his upper body, arms, and legs. A ray of light appears behind Dr. Light's head as he continues watching.
Please, be careful. You are our last hope, Mega Man!
Cutman leaps up into the air.
Whatever, even if you're a robot, if you've chosen to side with the humans,
He grabs the large pair of scissors on top of his head.
I'll cut you in two!
He detaches the scissors and throws them at Mega Man. Mega Man is then able to leap out of the way right as they whiz by. This new Mega Man body has faster reflexes than my old rock body.
What? He dodged my rolling cutter?
Cutman said as he was still in the air.
Now's my chance,
Rock says as his right hand goes inward into the armor and transforms that arm into the Mega Buster. He aims it at Cutman. Mega Buster! He shouts as he fires a volley of energy blasts at Cutman. The mysterious figure who is watching the robot's destruction looks in anger and shock at Mega Man.
What's going on here? I've never seen that robot before. But he's unmistakably one of Light's creations. Did he go and build a combat robot?
Back at the battle, Cutman had been obliterated by the Mega Buster, his body falling to the floor as Mega Man looks at it in shock. This is the power of the Mega Buster? Mega Man walks over to Cutman's body, kneeling down and looking at the searing holes left by the Mega Buster. He places his hand on Cutman's chest. Cutman, I wish we could have met under better circumstances. Why have you and our other brothers done this? What made you turn against us? Mega Man stands up, clenching a fist. Database scan complete. Cutman, I've learned your rolling cutter ability, this speed, and the Mega Buster. Not to mention this new scanning ability. My body, it really is built for combat now. Mega Man closes his eyes in thought, before opening them determinedly as he stares at the robot factory. Everyone else should be inside. I have to stop all 5 of them. Let's do this! The shadowy figure watches from inside. We have a better look at him now. He is wearing a white lab coat and a black and white skeleton tie, sunglasses, and he has a long gray mustache and long gray hair that is spread to the sides of his head, resembling bat wings.
Very well. Mega Man, was it? I'm interested to see what you can do.
An explosion occurs as Mega Man fires his Mega Buster throughout the facility. These are all general worker robots. Where are the 5 masters? He rushes past one of the red, plush-shaped Suzy robots. As he steps on the floor panel in front of him, it opens up, revealing a trapdoor. Ah! He shouts as he falls, luckily landing on his feet in a pitch-black room. An anti-intruder trap? The room is soon illuminated with blue light as Elecman stands in Mega Man's way, blue electricity crackling off of his hand. Back with Dr. Light and Roll, they were flying their own aircraft, Roll doing the piloting while Dr. Light stares down at a tablet-like device.
Cutman's signal disappeared. There are still 5 more to go, Mega Man!
I understand you did quite well against Cutman, Elecman says, the electricity coursing from his one hand over to his other.
But I won't be so easily defeated!
Elecman, Mega Man says. All of Elecman's stored electricity goes into his pointer finger on his right hand and fires out in a large beam. Thunder Beam! Mega Man is unable to dodge, the beam throwing him into the wall. He's barely able to keep one eye open, but as he reopens his other, he turns his arm into the Mega Buster and starts to fire.
Haha! Amazing!
Elecman says with a big smile on his face.
No one has ever survived my Thunder Beam before!
Dr. Light and Roll land right outside where Mega Man fought Cutman.
How could this be happening? Rock isn't a fighter. He loathes violence,
she said with tears in her eyes.
There has to be a human pulling the strings of this robot rebellion. There's only one scientist I know of who has the skill to do something like this. But would he?
Doctor, it's too dangerous. Please clear the area.
The remaining military personnel say.
It's all right. I don't see any more fighting here.
As Dr. Light gets off of the craft, he thinks to himself.
The worker robots must have ceased their attack when Cutman was deactivated. If I'm right about the man behind this rebellion, The world may be in great peril.
Mega Man is still firing his Mega Buster at Elecman, though his energy bar is about halfway depleted.
His attacks are powerful, but he's also really fast. I'm not hitting him at all with my Buster. I never thought fighting could feel this good. Mega Man, I'm so glad to have met someone like you!
Elecman shouts excitedly as he fires another Thunder Beam at Mega Man. Mega Man is just able to jump out of the way and uses this opportunity to fire a point-blank shot of the Mega Buster at Elecman.
You're pretty good,
he says, revealing that the Buster shot barely even singed his armor.
It didn't affect him at all?
Mega Man readies himself as Elecman charges another Thunder Beam.
If he hits me with his electricity one more time, I'm done for!
His Buster then starts changing color, from blue to gray. The rest of his armor does in turn, from blue and cyan to gray and white.
Buster change! Rolling Cutter!
Sprouting from the muzzle of his Buster were the same pair of rolling cutter scissors that Cutman used for his attacks.
If this doesn't work, I don't know what else to do!
He fires the rolling cutter, which slashes against Elecman's chest, then rebounding back and attaching back to the Buster like a boomerang.
I think I heard him.
Elecman grits his teeth.
Well, Mega Man, is that all you've got? I'm not finished yet!
Despite the cut from rolling cutter on Elecman's abdomen exposing his inner wires, he still fires another Thunder Beam, releasing all of his stored electricity, causing a massive explosion. In the dust-up, despite being barely able to stand, Mega Man wobbly stands back up. The mysterious scientist, still watching, cackles to himself.
Wonderful! Mega Man, you are amazing indeed. I expected nothing less from a robot created by my old rival, Dr. Light. Now truly, things have gotten interesting.
Outside, Dr. Light is examining Cutman's body when he sees something that shouldn't be in there.
There's a foreign chip installed in Cutman.
He removes the rectangular chip, which was a black color with one red light and a big yellow W plastered on it.
I would know this mark anywhere. I was right after all. He went missing a few years ago, but there's no mistake. Dr. Wily is behind all of this.
The shadowy figure, now revealed to be Dr. Wily, cackles as he watches Light's revelation. Back in the plant, Mega Man places his left hand on Elecman's chest, seeing ones and zeros as he scans Elecman's weapon.
Alert! Warning! Warning!
Mega Man jolts up at the alarm.
The power generator is overheating.
What? Mega Man exclaims.
The power generator will explode. Please evacuate the area.
What's going on?
Mega Man looked down where the chuckling was coming from.
Elecman!
Elecman was looking up at him with a smug grin.
The power generator is located beneath the room we are in now. It was my job to regulate the power flow of the generator. But now that I've been damaged, the power generator will overheat, and the energy contained within it will continue to build up until it explodes. How can I stop it from exploding?
You can't. I suggest you get out of here.
Keep in mind, though, when this place explodes, it will incinerate everything within a 5-kilometer radius. You only have a few minutes left. Will you be able to get far enough away? Isn't there any way to stop the explosion? Please, Elecman, tell me!
Elecman drops his smirk.
I told you, the only hope you have is to run away.
Mega Man still looks determined.
There are a lot of people outside. I can't just leave them all behind to save myself.
He then whips around, walking the opposite direction of Elecman.
I'll find some way to stop it.
Elecman looks at him bewildered.
Are you serious? You're willing to risk yourself for a bunch of humans?
Mega Man stops and looks back.
Yes, of course I am! You are a fool.
Mega Man looks at him silently for a moment, before turning his head and marching forward.
15 floors up. You'll find a room with a red door.
Mega Man stops once more.
That's the control room.
You might be able to figure something out from there.
Mega Man smiles at him. Elecman!
I don't want to die here. He closes his eyes to not look Mega Man in the face. I want another chance to fight you.
Thank you, Elecman! Mega Man waves goodbye to him before running off. Still slumped to the floor, Elecman smiles.
Mega Man, huh?
On one of the higher floors, Mega Man dashes through, using his Mega Buster to blast through the hordes of robots trying to stop him.
I have to get to the control room and find some way to stop the explosion!
Mega Man!
Dr. Light? Dr. Light was still outside of the factory, using a walkie-talkie-like device in order to communicate with Mega Man.
I'm glad you're all right. I'm sure you've been damaged quite badly. I want you to return home for now.
I can't! There isn't time! He then explains the situation.
What? The power generator's going to explode? Elecman told you that!
Roll, standing nearby Dr. Light, listens, clutching her hands to her chest.
What is this sensation? I feel like something terrible is going to happen. Rock!
Back inside the factory, bombs go off as Mega Man is engaged in a battle with Bomb Man, who is chucking bombs at Mega Man, missing his target.
You'll pay for what you did to Cutman and Elecman!
Bomb Man, we don't have time to be fighting! Mega Man fires the Mega Buster, not at Bomb Man himself, but at one of the bombs that he was about to chuck.
What?
It blew up in his hand, flinging him across the room. Mega Man then slumps over, panting, his body covered in various dents and holes, barely able to keep both eyes fully open.
You seem worn out.
Mega Man looks up to the one speaking to him. It was Fireman, with his head ablaze.
There is no need for you to suffer for the humans like this. Let me end your suffering.
A torrent of flame spews out of Fireman's busters as Mega Man tries to block it using his arm.
Fireman, I can't let you defeat me!
Wily is intently watching the battle unfold. This Mega Man is doing better than I first anticipated. It's almost a shame to destroy him. Still, his maniacal grin grew. He won't succeed. It's too late to stop the explosion now. As the fire seemingly engulfed the area, Mega Man came out, with Fireman laying down, defeated. Their defenses are more concentrated here. I must be getting close to the control room. The area then suddenly started freezing over, the walls and floor becoming pure ice. Cold air. He then grits his teeth at the realization, readying his buster, its energy reading showing that he's at half energy.
Iceman!
Iceman leaps up, revealing himself, using the jetpack-like device on his back.
That's me! I'll help you cool off!
His expression changes, his right eye lowering to half open, keeping his sinister smile.
Until you're frozen solid.
He then blows more cold air, creating 3 boomerang-shaped ice blades that launch at Mega Man. Outside, another military transport ship is blown up as the soldiers escape.
Things are getting out of hand here. Doctor, you need to get to safety.
Don't worry about me.
But Doctor...
Dr. Light clicks the button on the transceiver to turn it off.
Roll, I need you to follow the instructions I gave you earlier. Don't worry, it will work.
Roll looks at him with a worried expression.
Okay. What about you, Doctor?
He stops and looks her right in the eyes.
I'm going inside.
What? But Doctor...
Despite her worried pleas, Dr. Light looks determined.
Everything is going to be all right.
He begins marching inside.
Wily, I won't let you get away with this!
Back in Wily's room, he was still watching Mega Man battle, as Iceman's body falls to the ground with sparks of electricity coming out from it.
So, you used the Thunder Beam to defeat Iceman.
What a smart little boy you are to use his superconductivity against him!
But...
Still grinning, he put his left hand under his chin and thought.
How will you deal with Gutsman? Light was quite proud when he created Gutsman's specially hardened body.
Mega Man, who was now sporting a yellow and gray set of armor thanks to using the Thunder Beam, was engaged with Gutsman, firing a bolt of lightning at Gutsman's shoulder. However, it bounces off as Gutsman slams his fist into the ground right by Mega Man's feet. My attack's not working!
You scamper about like a mouse,
Gutsman says, clenching his teeth in annoyance, his eyes red just like the others.
I'll make sure you never move again.
Gutsman lifts his leg up, it being almost as big as Mega Man himself, and stomps it on the ground, causing a tremor that freezes Mega Man's body. Whoa! Mega Man's body can't stop shaking, as the force from the stomp launches his body up into the air.
I've got you now!
Mega Man grits his teeth as the punch connects. A bright flash from an explosion occurs.
What? This explosion is from Bomb Man's Hyper Bomb!
Mega Man leaps out of the blast, his armor now being green and white, as he throws 2 more Hyper Bombs. You may be tough on the outside, but you're made of sensitive bits of hardware on the inside, just like the rest of us. A few large explosions against your body ought to jostle something out of place. As both bombs land on Gutsman, he howls in pain as he's overtaken by the explosions. Mega Man reverts back to his regular Buster as he stares off in the distance at a large red door with a big white W on it. There it is, the red door. The control room! Mega Man flings the door open and rushes inside. The room was pitch black as all the lights were off. Mega Man continued forward, unable to notice the large yellow hand reaching out to grab him. I need to stop the power generator soon. The hand wraps around Mega Man, crushing him. What? The monitors filling the room all began lighting up, bathing the room in an eerie red light.
Mega Man, I'm amazed at how quickly you were able to reach this room.
Mega Man stared at the creature holding him, a large yellow humanoid blob-like figure with one large red glowing eye staring back at him. It was even larger than Gutsman, filling up almost the whole room, as it took one of its pointer fingers and playfully pointed at Mega Man.
As a reward, I'll take you apart and see how you were made.
Mega Man grimaced, trying to get some words out.
Was it you? Are you the one behind all this?
Indeed I am.
Wily walked out from behind the blob monster.
I am this century's most talented scientist, and the future king of the world, Dr. Wily! Why don't you forget about light and come work for me? I'll tell my friend here to release you if you agree.
No way! I'll never work for the likes of you!
Wily raises an eyebrow in confusion, but his maniacal grin doesn't leave his face.
Well now, that's a shame. Very well, Yellow Devil, crush him!
The blob creature known as the Yellow Devil squeezes Mega Man as he screams out in pain. Despite the pain, he still tries to struggle, trying to break out somehow.
Don't fight it, you're not strong enough to—
Don't underestimate me! I won't let you win!
Mega Man's helmet starts changing from blue to a brown color.
What are you?
Even the Yellow Devil is shocked as Mega Man, now in brown and white armor, is able to pry the Yellow Devil's hand open and destroy it flying into various blob pieces around the room.
He used Gutsman's super arm! Doesn't he ever give up?
Mega Man lands on the ground, the Yellow Devil glaring at him, getting ready to fight. That's right! I'll show you I'm not all talk! He raises the Mega Buster, his armor color changing once again to yellow and gray. Thunder Beam! The bolt of lightning shot out of the Mega Buster right through the Yellow Devil's eye, destroying it. Mega Man reverts back to his regular Buster mode and aims it at Dr. Wily. Dr. Wily, surrender now and stop this place from exploding! You must know how to stop it! Wily's left eye began twitching in annoyance under his sunglasses, as a drop of sweat started going down his brow. But even still, he had his confident grin on his face.
Is that all? Do you think you've won, Mega Man? You're just a robot. Not to mention you're a robot who was created by that goody two-shoes Light. You don't have it in you to shoot a human being.
While still aiming at Wily, Mega Man grits his teeth. He knows that Wily is right.
This is your last chance. Join my robot army. I will help you live up to your full potential. You'll be able to use your strength in any way that you want.
No! Even if I can't harm you, I can still capture you!
Then it's over.
In an instant, Mega Man felt something fast and sharp go past his side, but he didn't see anything. What was that? He then screams in shock as he looks down at his arm where his Mega Buster used to be. It had been cut clean off, exposing the wiring within and spraying oil everywhere. Wily cackles as a UFO-like capsule descends to him, the top half of the capsule being a bright blue, while the bottom being a yellow. It opens up as Wily gets inside.
I never expected to take over the world with the meager might of Light's robots. They merely provided enough distraction to give me sufficient time and energy to complete these.
8 figures stood around the grayscale room, all wearing brown cloaks that hid most of their unique features. However, the one on the far right of the room appeared to have a drill-like hand that was poking out of his cloak, as well as a W insignia on the shin of his leg, and the one on the far left had a magenta-like color, with a bright yellow boomerang-like headpiece, and a giant silver blade-like boomerang that was covered in oil from Mega Man's arm.
The light numbers are not the greatest robotic force in this world! The defining power of robots lies within my Wily numbers!
The saucer begins lifting from the ground, Wily looking down at Mega Man.
This fortress shall be my gift to you, Mega Man. It'll make a nice tombstone for you. You can burn up in the explosion along with the other people in this area and your brothers, whom you defeated with your own 2 hands!
Mega Man, with his right eye closed in pain, transforms his one remaining arm into another Mega Buster. I won't let you get away! He fires a barrage of energy blasts up at the saucer. Wily! Right before the blast hit, in an instant, that boomerang-wielding robot master gets in the way, blocking the shots with his large boomerang. How? Mega Man stares up in disbelief as smoke trails out from the muzzle of his buster.
So long!
Wily's saucer and his robot masters vanished within the blink of an eye. It's not over yet, Mega Man says, gritting his teeth.
There is less than 1 minute remaining until the explosion. Please evacuate the area immediately.
I'll stop the explosion, no matter what it takes! You won't have to! Dr. Light strides into the room. Dr. Light? What are you doing here? It's too dangerous! Mega Man, thank you for everything. Look what they've done to you.
30 seconds remaining.
Don't worry, everything will be fine. Mega Man looked at him with confusion. Despite the situation, Dr. Light had a reassuring smile on his face.
15 seconds remaining.
At the core of the reactor, all 6 of the light numbers are working together trying to cool it down, all of their eyes no longer being red, now being their natural black color. Iceman, you need to make it colder! Bombman says as he connects one of the cables from the reactor to another cable.
I'm trying!
The reactor has bits of frost laying on it as Iceman and Fireman use their respective special weapons to regulate the heat.
10, 9, 8, 7.
The countdown is slowing down! Fireman exclaimed with a huge smile on his face, the gray piece of armor covering his mouth no longer being there. Elecman, how are things going on your end? Elecman sits in the corner of the room, crisscrossed with his hands clasped, concentrating as the wires from the reactor are all plugged in around his neck. It's working. Everyone has banded together to stop the explosion. You just leave the rest to them. A huge smile grows on Mega Man's face. They have? The countdown silences. It's under control. The excess energy is safely dissipating.
We did it!
Outside the factory, the sun is starting to set as Mega Man shakes Fireman's hand. Thank you, everyone! It feels strange to be thanked for this. Gutsman puts his hand behind his head in embarrassment. Yeah, we started it after all. No, it wasn't you at all. You were forced to do this by the evil chip Dr. Wily installed within each of you. Elecman didn't respond to this, only giving Dr. Light a sidelong glance.
Dr. Light, help me, please!
As they all turned to the desperate voice, they saw it was Cutman wobbling in, with his body still open from being repaired. Cutman!
Wait, I'm not done fixing you yet!
As Mega Man was trying to figure out what was going on, he saw Roll rushing towards Cutman.
Stop! You're only making it worse!
He cowers away from her as she puts on a pouty face.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Mega Man and Dr. Light watch from the side with worried expressions. Roll.
I guess Cutman's repairs were a little too advanced for you.
Don't just stand there, you guys! Help me!
I'm not going to break you, for crying out loud!
Elecman tries to hold himself back before bursting out into a hearty laughter, Mega Man soon joining him.
Huh? I can't believe you're laughing!
The other Robot Masters join in.
All of you?
Cutman and Roll look at each other before joining in on the laughter, all of the robots getting into a group hug, Dr. Lade watching them with a smile. And so, Mega Man's first battle came to a close. The birth of Mega Man, Finn.